Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the whole setup of the new Mavic 4 Pro. There is not really that much, but there are some few crucial steps that we need to go through before we go out for our first flight. On top of that, we need to go over some crucial things that you need to know as well. Now, when I bought my Mavic 4 Pro, I bought the Creator Combo, but it doesn't matter if you have the regular version. The only difference is that with the Creator Combo, you get a fancy controller, but everything we're going to do today is going to apply to all the Mavic 4 Pro drones, so don't worry about that. So before we start, the first thing I advise you to do is actually go and charge your batteries so they are ready for your first flight. The second thing I will show you really quick is that you will also get some spare propellers. And in order to swap out your propellers, it's very simple. You press down and twist and then it comes off. The same principle is when you install it back on. You press it down and twist it back on again. It's extremely simple. I love simplicity. And the last thing I'm going to show you is also at the back of the drone here, right above where the battery goes in, there is a little hatch that you can open. And here you will find a spot where you put your micro SD card in. Now right next to that as well is a USB-C. This is where you plug in your USB-C cable and connect the other end to your computer when you're transferring files. There's not really that much else to go over. You get your battery charger, you have your battery hub. As I said, if you have the Creator Combo, there are some extra plugs here for your battery hub, depending on what country you live in. So right now we're going to go ahead and power on our controller. Then we're going to head out for our first flight. And then at the end of this video, I will teach you a very powerful but very simple trick that, in my opinion, I think all drone pilots need to learn. Now, in order to power on the controller, you need to press the button once, then press it again, but the second time you need to hold it down. This is how you turn on all DJI devices. And the same thing when you're powering on your drone, press the button once on the battery, then you press and hold to turn it on.
Alright, so when you have booted your controller, you will get a cinematic playing in the background. You can go ahead and skip that and just press authorize all, then hit join. Next, you need to register an account, but if you have an account from a previous DJI device, you can go ahead and type that instead. Then you're going to have to connect to your Wi-Fi. You can do this by pulling down the top menu and selecting your network from there. Next, just accept the terms, press next. So in the next menu, you'll see some tooltips before you fly. Just press next on the first one here. Then you'll get another tooltip about the Academy. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Lastly, you'll see instructions on how to connect to your aircraft. Now that is what we are going to do now, so just go ahead and click connect to aircraft. Next, just tap OK, then select the Mavic 4 Pro. You'll see a prompt saying no resources available, download resources first. Just tap the download here and let it run. This might take a bit of time, and once that's done, select the Mavic 4 Pro again. Now it will ask you to turn on the drone. So just go ahead and do what I mentioned before. Press the battery once, then press and hold it a second time to power it on. After that, you'll have a connection established with your controller. So this will also bring up a beginner flight tutorial. You can just go ahead and press OK. We are not doing that just yet because we are inside. Next, hit the home button at the top left, then tap the profile icon in the middle, select device management and choose the Mavic 4 Pro. Now bind the Mavic 4 Pro to your account by clicking it and tapping next. If it asks for the serial number, you'll find it in the box the drone came in or inside the battery compartment on the drone itself. After binding, hit the arrow in the top left to return to the home screen. Then select Go Fly once more. You'll see a couple more tooltips this time. Set the text size to standard if you like. And there's a disclaimer as well, I do recommend enabling. This feature will notify you of any nearby manned aircraft and help the drone return home safely, so definitely turn that on. Alright, so lastly I'm going to show you the Academy, so go ahead and press that book icon on the top right, then press OK. Then select your Mavic 4 Pro and choose the beginner option. This will take you into the Learning Center, which is a great place with lots of useful beginner tutorials. You'll find videos on first use of the RC2, the RC Pro 2, and other tips like quick transfer or the Infinity gimbal. So I definitely recommend you explore this out if you want more beginner-friendly guidance. To fly the Mavic 4 Pro, you need insurance, you also need a drone license, specifically you need the A1, A3 license, but if you want fewer restrictions, you are going to have to aim for the A2 license.
Alright, so now that we have set up our drone, it's time for our first flight. What I do recommend here is that you go to an area like I have around me here, where it's a little bit open, but you don't really have to do that because we're going to fly in cine mode anyways, and when you're flying in cine mode, it's very hard to crash this drone because this drone has a lot of sensors around it, and if you are to fly close to something, the drone will actually brake by itself. Now, in order to turn on this drone, there's actually two ways you can do this. So I'm going to show you really quick. You could either, as I showed you at the start of this video, press the battery once and then press it a second time and hold it. Or you could fold out this top right leg on this drone. This will actually turn on the drone as well. And DJI has done this in order to make it easier for people when you go out flying. Alright, so for your first flight, you want to take off in cine mode. If you do fly in normal or sports mode, you will get much higher speed. The sensors on the drone will actually turn off as well. So what I do highly recommend is that you do fly in cine mode to start with until you get comfortable, and then move over to these other modes if you need more speed, and as well be high up in the air where it's very hard to crash the drone as well. Alright, so I'm gonna put my drone down and I'm gonna launch my controller. Okay, so now that we have turned on our controller and our drone, we are ready to take off. There are actually two ways you can take off. You could either press the icon all the way left on your controller, then press and hold. This will launch the drone up into the air. So the second method you could use to take off, you could press the right joystick down to the left and you press the left joystick down to the right, both at the same time. This will also launch the drone. Alright, so I also said at the start of this video, I was going to show you a very powerful but simple trick. That trick is launching your drone from your hand. You will often face a lot of challenges when you want to launch your drones. It depends on the environment you're in. So for example, if it's winter, there could be a lot of snow and you don't want to put your drone down into the snow. The same goes with if you're on a hike on top of a mountain or something like that. The terrain could be very uneven, and I'm going to show you how simple that is to do. So what I like to do is just press the takeoff and have that ready. Then just hold your drone steady in front of you with your left hand, and trust me, this is not dangerous at all. You're not gonna hurt yourself or anything like that. Then I'll use my right hand to take off while I hold my drone like this. That's all you need to do. It's really simple. And the same thing when you're gonna land your drone. Press down the left joystick while holding your hand out like this. It's gonna take some time, but the drone will eventually come down and land like that. So it's super simple and it's gonna help you a ton in a lot of different situations. Now, also before I forget, when you launch your drone in cine mode, it's not always in cine mode by default. So you kind of have to go into normal mode and then swap it back to cine mode to make sure that you're actually in cine mode. This actually took me some time to figure out, so just be aware of that. Now, when you're past the beginner stage and you want to take your drone flying to the next level, I do have a lot of videos covering cinematic shots, drone tips and tricks, and I also have color grading video when you are eventually ready for that as well. So don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button before you leave. That would also be highly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Fly safe.